It's weird that it starts so much quicker now, isn't it?
It is.
I hit the button
and
I was like, doesn't give you time to throw down your phone like you like to. You just like,
I already had it down.
Get so mad. Crocodile, how's it going? Good to see you. Bread Dough, I'm glad you had a really cool day. I want to hear all about it. Good to see you. Exclamation point song. That was some of the Harris Heller Stream Beats Lo-Fi playlist. It is completely copyright-free music, so that's why we can play it here and have no fear that we will get into trouble. But that was probably, what were we on?
I'm
Fox Glare.
I'm intrigued by White Cheeks.
Fox Glare. Is there a song, White Cheeks?
The song White Cheeks, yes.
Okay.
And if they want to drink Merlot, we're drinking Merlot.
No, if anybody orders Merlot, I'm leaving. I am not drinking any fucking Merlot.
Oh my God, right out the gate.
Relax,
Right
Miles.
out the gate.
Jesus, no Merlot.
Secret, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. This is very, very kind. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Guardian Down. Good to see you as well. Thank you for the no Merlot. Very, very good. Good to see you. Good to see you all this morning. Everybody in here right now? Orange names, at least.
Orange, yeah, and there will be no Merlot.
There will be no Merlot. There will all these things.
You could be eating my dust all day, slowpoke. And you might be eating...
Oh, God. It's so violent right away.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Let's hope it
I
doesn't
still want to
come
know if
that.
he actually said something.
I don't know. You should ask him.
I wonder if they can.
You can send him a message.
Yeah.
Good evening, Andrew Keith. Good to see you. Baker, it's good to see you as well.
also.
Good evening. Good
Ish.
evening to you, Ish.
Not Ish.
Buster did choose violence. He did, 100%. He was going after Crota right there for sure. But yeah, it's good to see you. It is once again, hi. You're saying hi to everybody right there.
And I'm blurry.
Are you unblurring yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I don't know if it worked.
You're unblurred.
I do like the Sybil Shepherd screen.
Okay. It is Thursday once again, so it is time for some beverage podcasting. It is 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, as we do our usual live show here on Twitch. If you're seeing this in archive format, join us for the live show sometime. We would love it. But watch the rest of this
much more
and see if
interactive
you
that
like
way.
it. It is much more interactive that way. I would get it. Blurry, how many drinks have you had on the way over? Question. How many drinks have you had on the way over?
0.
There we go.
Yes.
We're going to have a big one tonight, though. There's going to be a big whiskey. I don't know if we want to do that maybe second, just kind of get into it before, because I don't think it's going to throw off the IPA per se, but then it'll kind of give you a chance to ease it. I mean, it's up to you.
I don't know. That's weird.
I didn't know if you'd want to mix it up a little bit.
It's a conundrum. Yeah, no, we could do that. Sure.
Cope, how's it going? Good to see you as well in 4K. Oh my God, I wish it was in 4K. Talking about us, or are you talking about Crota?
You don't want us in
Crota.
4K.
Oh no. Yeah, 1080p is plenty. 1080p is plenty.
Even that, maybe I. 1080i.
It's just the eye. Go back to the interlace.
Yeah.
Go back to the 1080 interlace. Okay, we could do that.
Because I was when I told you the other day, I was looking at our over-the-air cable antenna feed, and I was looking at the actual feed. There's 480 and 720 and
back in the day.
And then yes,
back in the day. Alphabetical order. I mean, that is totally a solid option. That's how we drink things. We could go in alphabetical order. Are we actually doing that? No, we would have to start with the bourbon then.
We'd have to start with that.
We'd actually have to start with the bourbon.
Yeah.
Cope, it was sad he was not able to be here last week when we did our show live, but he was immediately one of the first to watch the podcast today and apologize for it. So that was super cool. Yeah. Thank you for watching on YouTube. It was very, very kind. Bean, what's up?
What's up?
Bread Dough. So I went for a nice hike over a nearby town over the gorge there. Got some new climbing shoes. While you were on the hike, you bought climbing shoes? I love that there's a place out there that has a vendor for that. That's
just
amazing.
right along the road.
Then decided to treat myself and got a jar of Scrumpy dry cider. Very dry, unsurprisingly, but very fruity flavored. Also strong. Then got a jar of mint humbugs and a geode for my friend's birthday. and just before going home, I saw my old head teacher and we chatted for a bit. That's
what a day.
Awesome. That is a very full, wonderful day. That is great, Bread Dough. Thank you for sharing. Sipping on a vanilla vodka screwdriver. Orange juice and vanilla vodka. Tell me, how is your headache going to be tomorrow?
Creamsicle.
How is it? That's actually fair, Keith.
Right.
That actually sounds okay. Gonna put some strawberry syrup in it. Man, you're going for all the sugar right now. I like it. Still keeping my eye on when the real barrel rye JD goes on sale, but I would appreciate that. I was talking with Secret the other day in chat, and I was telling him how the one of the best things I've ever had was the Jack Daniel's barrel proof rye whiskey that Jay has over at his house, and he has it in that bottle. It's like 130. It's like crazy proof, but it's another one where you're like, oh my God, this is so dangerous because it's super smooth. And I guess, like I said, Secret is able to sometimes have access to that through some of the local like stores where he's at or whatever. And I was like, well, if you find some, let me know. We'll
grab it.
Yeah, we'll get this for 147 this year. It's not out yet, but it's coming out. Yeah, it's a hot one.
That's hot.
Can't believe I missed the Origin last week. Work has been crazy, and I've been absolutely spent. Super glad Keith approved. Keith did approve. That was actually what he wrote in the comments. He's like, it's good to know I'm 2 for 2.
Oh, yeah, that was very good.
And I actually had some of the Caribbean cask the other night, too. Speaking of Berserker Cope.
Okay.
Cope's Picks.
We're
going to have to, we'll start a new segment on that very soon, especially when you're sending bottles.
Proof. That's
a lot for you, isn't it?
It's almost 75%.
That's 75 to you and me.
Jeez. Wow.
Should we get out the first beverage while we're having conversation?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. First beverage of the evening. We're starting out some
hibiscusy and red.
Water-ish, kind of in the water realm.
We're staying with Hoplark, the Hoplark theme.
What is up with that?
The thread
what's going on with
continues.
the Hoplark?
Yeah, I didn't get out to my neighborhood natural grocers this week, so I did not get the Sabro. But this was in the fridge, and kind of last minute we were putting things that, although you had the one idea that we're not due to complications.
It turned into a lot more work for what I had time for today. So next week is when I will make it happen. We will do the amaretto sour. We're going to do the exact recipe that Planty loves so much. He's always here in chat and is super nice. Like I said, we will make that along with the other beverage that is. If you look up amaretto sour, there is one that I found and they had bourbon in it, but I've seen that also called something else. Okay. So we're going to make both of them because then we'll just kind of see if we like one or the other. And
it'll be mixed drink.
Yeah, we'll make like a whole show.
We'll celebrate the NFL with amaretto sours.
With amaretto sours is the way the NFL intended.
I think that's Patrick Mahomes' beverage of choice.
I'm going to have an amaretto sour here. Oh, that's not Patrick Mahomes. That's Kermit the Frog, which kind of sounds like Patrick Mahomes sometimes. He's a little bit...
He does have that where you think he should clear his throat a little bit.
He does, and actually the only reason I make that joke is because I've seen Travis Kelce also joke that that's what he sounds like. So it's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay if Travis Kelce.
It's okay for Travis Kelce.
That's right. I'm drinking a 3 Wise Men, Jack, Jimmy, and Granddad, all mixed together or all separate. Secret. That sounds like a lot. Even better was that the Regatta outdoor shop was on clearance. My new shoes would be 120 pounds, around $100 US, but got them for 30 pounds, which is around $25 US. Cheddar is such a beautiful place. If any of you are in the Mendips, that sounds like a very interesting, some sort of shop of some sort. Sometime I'd recommend a visit to any cheese shop. Well, I never have a problem going into a cheese shop, especially if you're over in jolly old England. Already feeling the buzz? I would think so. I'm feeling the buzz and I haven't even opened up the beverage yet. Oh my God. How could I love cheeses. You have said, since you have kind of done the little bit of the, what do you call vegan? Is that what you would kind of say is what you've done?
Mostly plant-based.
Plant-based.
Not even mostly, somewhat. I try to be mostly.
You always said the most difficult thing if you ever went fully vegan or whatever would be cheese. Actually, not meat, but actually cheese.
I love the cheese.
I've seen you wolf down a burger, but I understand where cheese is. It offers a lot more options, so I could totally see that.
Just a slab of cheese with a little bit of beef on it. Oh wait, no.
They don't really get along, so they're sitting in the glass throwing hands. The Kroger near me has some good house-made cheeses. Gouda is to dive. Kaya's not here. It's Gouda. Gouda. You got to just a little bit, not too much.
Brasa.
Gouda. There we go. All right, let's get the beverage going, and then we'll keep reading some comments.
Thank
you guys
for
being. Mendips, okay, is an area of outstanding natural beauty and has loads of hills about 80 kilometers long or 100 miles and is a joy to walk. I really appreciate that you actually do the conversions for me, Brenda. I'd be
miles.
I kind of know what that is, but all right. Hoptea Mile Hibiscus one.
Hibiscus.
So this is not only hibiscus, but I saw this still does have hops in it.
It does. It has like a little hop chart there, and I think that's at the very bottom of the hoppy spectrum. The hoppy ladder.
Wee bit.
A wee bit.
So it is a wee bit. This has one of my favorite hops though that I have had in things. Cashmere.
And that's a Led Zeppelin song.
It also as well, spelled differently, but yeah, Cashmere and Lemon Drop. Which Lemon Drop I think I'm familiar with from a long time ago in a Stone beer.
Yeah, I think it was their the Delicious, I think.
Oh, was it in that? It is in that too. That's
yeah.
right. Forgot about that. I was thinking about I think they used it initially because it like had an experimental name, as they all do until they get their official name.
You like some hibiscus. We have
I love
a long
hibiscus.
history of enjoying hibiscus.
We do. We usually like even straight hibiscus.
Yeah, straight hibiscus. Quite tart and puckery, but very delicious.
Do you think that's how we got our love for sour beers? Is because we already like that kind of just natural tart flavor?
Could have been
all comes back.
Could have been one of the stepping stones.
It could have been
the bridge. Ooh.
I mean, it's like, so everybody can understand it, converting it helpful for everybody. Of course, Bredo, we appreciate that 100%. That was not making a joke. 100% appreciate that. Tracker boots I need for this upcoming winter hunting trips went on sale right now. I have to put an order in. Hang on, Secret, go do it. Go save yourself. Everyone's saving money today. I like this. Everyone's saving some sweaters.
What's that mean?
Why are you guys drinking sweaters? Does this look like a sweater? HopTea? Hibiscus?
HopTea? Bird?
What do you got going on here?
Not sure what maybe.
Bean, what do you mean there?
Sweaters?
What do you mean? Oh, cashmere sweaters.
Ah, very good. Okay.
Cashmere.
Georgie.
You called it cashmere. What is this red dot?
I just want the cashmere.
What is this red dot? There we go. It ties back to Seinfeld as well. Totally makes sense. Oh, that is not what I thought that was going to smell like.
Hoppy.
It is more hoppy. I was waiting for more of the hibiscus floral note to come out, but it's not. You can't return it for spite.
Yeah, for spite.
I just like Kramer's laying on the couch. He's like, "What's that red dot on there?" Like he's drunk on Hennigan's.
Yeah, Hennigan's.
Yeah.
The no smell, no tell scotch. And why? Since it's no smell, it'll be our little secret.
They're usually $230 a pair. They're 75% off. So yeah, I'm buying a few pairs. That sounds like the time to do it. Oh, Seinfeld bean, exactly. Classic. So guess how much 1 liter, 3.8 gallons of cider costs over in Cheddar? I have to. Do you buy things with cheese over in the UK? Is that how that works? Some cheddar? Or do you mean cash? 4 gallons of cider? It depends. Is it like a hard cider or regular cider? I need a little bit more info.
1 liter.
This is not the. It's not the aroma.
1 liter is not.
Also, 1 liter is not 3.8 gallons.
Yeah, maybe 0.38 gallons.
Yeah, I was also going to say.
4 gallons of cider.
I think you've got that decimal point in the wrong spot.
Oh,
Pocket's
joined. He's here.
He's like, I have a lot of free time now without this League of Legends I can't do.
Computer that I can't play.
It's dry, and I've forgotten if that's like hard or not. Oh, yeah, I got to know that for the. You can just tell us the cost then, because I can't guess if I don't know that. I want 4 gallons of cider. I'd be okay with that too. 10 liters, yeah, maybe more like 10 liters.
It's not super hibiscusy.
No,
it's very herbal though.
Minty.
Yeah, there's
Spearmint.
definitely some mint.
It's like spearmint.
The minty herbage. But
Does
there's
it say
nothing
that
like
that's
that
in there?
No,
Ingredients: carbonated water, organic hibiscus petals, hops, cashmere, and lemon drop.
Yeah.
Sometimes hibiscus when it's lighter and not quite as vibrant as it should be, they don't use as much. Sometimes that has almost a little bit of that herbal kind of quality to it. So that's probably I would have liked more of the tart kind of hibiscus with some of the hops popping through. So this would not be a favorite for me. It's not bad.
I'd like it to be a little bit more. Yeah.
It's almost a little too refreshing. Just because I would like it to be, I wanted it to have a little bit more tart. To it. Yeah, I'd want a little more tart.
Yeah.
Can't wait until fall. Going to warm up apple cider with cinnamon whiskey. Might do that next week. If it's even just like get in a room, sit on like a bag of ice, and then you can just pretend that it's cold outside, and then you can just start having hot.
Just come here to the tasting
soups
room.
And ciders. Yeah, you can come to the tasting room.
Join us here in the studio, where it's always a cool, comfortable 75 degrees.
Not 4 gallons, 0.2. It was 3 pounds. Okay, $2. Okay, that sounds better. That makes sense. Those numbers work, bread dough. Got 2 pairs for me and 2 pairs for my kiddo. Gonna take her to grab a dough this year. Nice, Secret. That should be fun. Time for Fireball. Blah, it could be. I mean, that sounds like what you'd be putting in that.
Pitbull's here. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Fireball.
Does he do ads for Fireball?
No, there's a song called
Mr.
Fireball.
Worldwide?
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide. It's worldwide.
Money.
Fireball. Very catchy, though.
Donka donk, back
songs.
it up like a Tonka truck.
Oh.
That's what he says at some point in that Jennifer Lopez song. I do keep my apartment at 65 degrees when drinking.
Oh, wow.
That is nice. Bean, I'm coming over to your place.
Boy, the electric bill was awfully high last month. Well, I was trashed
the entire time.
I was in quite a state.
Wasted. Blau, good evening to you, though. It's very good to see you. Good to see everybody here. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you to see you. I drink it there, and then I don't know what difference it makes. Wait, you drink it there, and then if you can drink it there, you can drink it anywhere. Is what they say. New York.
That's right. If I can drink it there, I'll drink it anywhere. I'll drink it in New York. New York. Yeah, I like
I'm
the
liking it a
others
little bit
better.
more. I don't think I would buy it.
I'm
Again,
not.
Would you buy this one again?
I don't think I would. Not with the other ones they have. I would. I
like the one
I wanted
last
more
week was so
hibiscus.
Yeah, like that's the sparkling. Like, and I know this is different, but of these two that I've had recently, that's the one I definitely
And this
prefer.
is like usually $3 for the 16 ounces. So I spent $8.50 for 72 ounces on the other thing. But it's just different. That's just sparkling hop water. This has a few other things in it, and they do have
technically one other thing.
Yeah, that's true. One other thing. The tea.
The hibiscus is
the herb.
real. I mean, hibiscus always was really expensive. It was always one of the more expensive ingredients when we made stuff.
They've got one with chamomile. They've got one with, I think, white tea, green tea, and then black tea. And they're all good. But yeah, this is not as good as I had hoped.
She'll be using a new rifle this year, using a 6.5 millimeter Creedmoor bolt action. I bought it for Easter this year, and she is doing well to have it. She's doing well to have it sighted properly. Nice. That is awesome. It's always nice when you can share a hobby with family members. Always, always nice. Only problem with cheddar is that the wasps agree with the old woman who I had a chat with who said I was sweet. I couldn't get them away from me, or maybe it was the drink. It could be that they were probably going for the cider bread dough. They were probably going for the cider.
I doused myself in cider and I couldn't get away.
So we talked a lot of different things last week. You were discussing about that you weren't sure if you were going to be in your fantasy league anymore. That came up, and
that may have been a couple weeks. I don't know if we touched on that last week.
I mean, there was a lot of fantasy football at all times. It seems like we've had.
We've had some.
So there was
last week was the super major 77.
Well, that was was
a crazy raid.
Yeah, that was just crazy.
That
over
was
the top.
crazy.
So we had that. Unfortunately, after last show, my middle brother found out for the league that we're in. We found out we have the first overall pick, so I'm not excited about that. I've been soliciting feedback in chat, getting people's thoughts on that, and Secret's aware because, like I said, he was involved in some of those conversations, and basically came down to the same couple people that I figured, like nothing new or exciting. So that has kind of been going on, but it's nice football. All the cuts have happened. Some things have settled out. Teams are kind of balancing.
Yeah, the Bears, I saw they cut the quarterback they'd signed to a 2-year contract.
Yeah, I was like, it seemed like he was only doing okay-ish. But yeah, like I said, the guy that they wound up keeping, like I said, kind of one of those undrafted free agent guys. It seems like he might fit the system better and was a little more interesting. Should I tell Keith about my nutty draft? Sure, Secret. Share. You're more than welcome to share.
What's the one a couple of weeks ago that they started it like in early August? Remember that? So it was like a 12-hour draft. You had 12 hours to make a pick?
That was Frosty had that going on.
All right.
Soliciting is against federal law. Keep your pants up. Should I tell Keith about my nutty draft?
Oh, the nutty draft.
Well, that's when you have the air is kind of blowing a little bit more from the undercarriage.
It helps us stay cool during these long podcasting sessions.
Exactly.
We need the nutty draft.
Also, the dough tag we have is from my butcher shop. Oh, did they like give it to you for being able to because I know you have to like do licenses and stuff for all those kinds of things. All right, I'm going to go drink a little more of this cider. What is good is, of this cider, what good is a drink if I let it spoil?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, Bread Dough, that is true. Go enjoy some cider. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it.
So we just finished watching Jury Duty. Have you watched that?
No, I don't even know what that is.
I recommend watching it. I think it's on Freevee. I think that's
that advertised on.
Yeah, you probably see it on your Amazon feed. It's about it. There's a trial.
I would say it better be a trial.
So a guy is selected.
Okay.
A guy. Everybody but one person is an actor, and the one person they did a casting call to get people to film a documentary about what it's like to be on a jury.
Okay.
And so there's one person is not an actor. Everybody else is an actor. Okay. And so you watch this guy interact, but they make it seem like it's a real case going on, and they're portraying it as it's a real life situation.
So what are they trying to do?
You just see, yeah, there you go.
Jury Duty is kind of a fun show.
Yeah.
HJ, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you.
And James Marsden is in it, and he is James Marsden. He's himself in it. He's the one actor that.
So people don't realize, like, I'm on a jury with this guy?
No. So the one guy, say if it's me,
yeah, okay,
I go in there and I'm going to get selected for jury duty, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting next to James Marsden, but then I reckon so. You know it. He knows him from the beginning that he's an actor, and
Okay.
he is who he's himself.
But he's acting.
Going in for jury duty. But he's acting.
But the other guy doesn't know that he's acting. He
Right.
just thinks that it's a coincidence that he's met him there.
Yeah, right. That he's in California and that's where he lives
Okay.
for jury duty. So,
So the one guy that's not an actor
yeah, kind of see him
thinks
in
it's all real.
yes.
Okay.
I would highly recommend it. It was very.
What happens during deliberate? Is it just are you just trying to
They
film
have it all. No, the way they have
so
it
is
broken
it
down.
But yeah, is it
Well,
just,
they have them sequestered.
okay.
They have to. Anyways, you'll
Does
see.
he wonder
Just-
why they're like all of a sudden as they're doing jury stuff, all of a sudden there's a camera in his face like Albert Brooks
No,
style?
because they're doing a documentary on what it's actually like to be part of a jury. So the preface is that all of these people understand that they're there for a documentary
and not an actual trial.
and an actual trial. Here's a trial.
We need to let you know
there's-
you're going to be filmed because they're also filming this court case for X, Y, and Z.
Yes. So we're filming you.
Okay.
And we're asking you questions, kind of like, like
Okay.
The Office or whatever. There's because they'll do cutaways and I thought.
So what do they
this
need
is
the
a-
actors for? Why didn't they just get 12 people and just have it be like 12 random people?
Because they wanted to set up things a certain way and put this guy in certain situations. See,
Oh, jeez.
it's funny. I first heard about it from Dan Patrick, then from a couple people I worked with. You're even getting from Jay. You're getting some. It's 8 episodes. They're
Okay.
like 35 minutes.
That sounds like something I wouldn't like. Because I don't like it when people are put in a situation like everyone else knows something and they're put in shitty situations like or they're
Yeah,
putting
he's not- he's
they're
not-
putting like kind of like
I know,
frustrating
and
situations.
I'm usually that way too.
Because like I'm like, oh God, I can't believe they're doing this. Like,
no, it's
okay. Let's go pretend like we don't want him to get the chair, and we're gonna force him into it, and we're gonna make them have this argument and see if he really pushes back, or if he just gets
not
weak about
quite that
because you're
intense.
doing stuff against like you're playing into people's nature and stuff like that.
And they've allowed for certain things to happen, but I would just. I would recommend.
I would love to think that I was doing that and then all of a sudden just start beating someone up. So like, oh my God, you're not ready for
this
that.
guy, he was good. He did a good job.
My draft, my first 6 picks: Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Hurts, Travis Kelce, Hunter Renfrow, and George Pickens. First 3 picks from the league total were Rodgers, Mahomes, Trubisky. I picked 5th, and I forgot McCaffrey was still on. He was still on the table for like 2 rounds, you said, as well, Secret.
Trubisky.
Secret. His league, there's only 8 teams, and like I wish that I don't know if they are. Like I said, if that league was for money, I want to be in that league next year because like everyone else in that league seems completely brain dead. They're picking like you saw, they're picking Trubisky with like the 3rd and 4th pick. Like McCaffrey was on until the 2nd round. Like it was just like I was like blown like my mind. Secret and I'd be the only ones we'd just be going for 1 and 2. It's not for money. It needs to be next year. Do it for money.
So what
and I'll do that.
HJ's 4 comments there are perfect.
It is really interesting and also fun. Not really frustrating, but makes you think. It's not going to change your life, but way better than you would think. It's not going to change your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Friend recommended. I was skeptical, but tried 1 episode and it hooked me. Nice. Well, I'm glad he did.
Okay.
So then what's interesting though about this, and I don't have enough off the top of my head. It's like, okay, here's 12 shows I have not watched. Does this slot above all these other things? Like, oh, I haven't watched the new Only Murders in the Building. I haven't watched the, whatever. And I haven't watched the 3rd season of you know what I'm talking about,
Ted Lasso.
Of Ted Lasso. Like, do I watch that over those things? Because like, you know me, I don't watch a lot of shows right now because I just don't care to. Like, honestly.
It's 8 episodes, and there are roughly a half 30 to 40 minutes each. So
would you watch that? You're saying I should watch like if I'm telling you here's the things I'm interested in that I haven't watched. Do I move Jury Duty ahead of? Hey, I can watch one thing this month. Should I watch Jury Duty over Ted Lasso season 3?
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, that's what I'm
because
asking.
I've watched Ted Lasso already. So yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if I wouldn't pick it over that.
Yeah.
And Only Murders in the Building is only coming out once a week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Casablanca. No spoilers.
Oh
man, I
he was
tell
looking
you.
at you, Guardian.
This seems like this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship, Guardian.
That's right.
It's a light show. Fits in nicely between murder and misery shows on your list.
Yeah,
that's fair. Watch all the things you listed first once you buy Apple TV. Yeah, that's the thing too. I got to buy Apple TV again. But this is on free.
I think which is Amazon.
Oh, is that there?
I think it's like a offshoot of Amazon, I believe. So, ooh, a little thunder.
I had heard about that.
And not from down under, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I had heard about that. About like around 5 o'clock, we were supposed to be maybe getting some. Love Apple TV and Amazon. I get it. We had Apple TV for a little bit. We watched several shows, and then I think we're at the point now where there are several other shows, so we should buy it again. Like we kind of cancel that one and buy it because there's not stuff I'm always watching. Amazon we just have because it's like, oh, you have it. You know,
Part of the
it's part of Prime and everything else. Built in Amazon Prime has commercials.
Yeah, it does have commercials.
Oh, that's already you've already notched down another one though. Now I'm wasting.
It
4 or
gives you
5
a chance
minutes.
to get up and get a beverage.
That's a fair point. That is a true point.
Go to the bathroom.
That's not bad.
Wash some
Because I
dishes.
couldn't pause.
That's right. You can't pause.
Can't pause. That's actually why they built it.
Once you've started it, there's no.
Gotta go. Puts up on the screen. You've got 2 minutes to pee. No, that kind of sounds. It always just depends on how they handle it. Like I said, it sounds like they've handled it very well, so that's cool.
And kind of like even like you were. There was one point I think a couple episodes in where Pocket's like, it's like okay, if they go too much.
Yeah,
and it definitely did.
Okay,
so yeah,
because we even had that like when Pocket and I would watch a horror movie, so they're like, if they go this way, this is going like a horror movie is kind of cheesy anyway. But it's like if they do this is ridiculous, you know. And sometimes you don't have those. The immersion of cable TV is with ads. That sounds about right, Bean. Exactly. Yeah, I want it to feel like cable again. Have some ads. I'd like some advertisements, please. Damn it, I want some advertisements. One movie I would highly recommend is The Menu. Such a great film, but it's controversial, but the story is so good. I have not seen The Menu. HJ has seen The Menu, I know, and I don't think they liked it or it was okay. I think our other brother saw The Menu as well, and they were kind of like,
was that last year?
Yeah, it's the Ray Fiennes one.
Okay, that's the one that she was in.
The Menu was good. I thought you didn't like the ending or something. Wasn't there something?
Wasn't she in the Queen's Gambit?
Yeah, she's in the Queen's Gambit.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
The Menu is good, but it is rough. It was a solid 6 out of 10. I mean, like he's like feeding people to other people or something like that.
Ooh.
Like there's like some cannibalism stuff.
That's problematic.
It can be problematic. I mean, it depends on what you're served with, I suppose.
Yeah. The Menu.
Why was I put with the Brussels sprouts?
Humans.
I hate Brussels sprouts. Yes. Triangle of sadness, hard to pass. Cannibalism is false. I don't know. There's some stuff in it. Isn't that The Menu? Is that not The Menu? I thought that was with Ray Fiennes.
Something
wasn't
with
it?
a boat or something.
Yeah. He doesn't do cannibalism in it.
Okay.
Now I'm less interested.
False cannibalism. Yeah. Wow. Oh God.
I could have sworn there was some. All right. Now I just got to look at it.
If we both don't come back from a break. Oh wait.
Both of us?
Well, one of us. No, we both need to come back. If I don't come back from break.
On a boat. Dinner begins.
Wow.
I thought he's feeding him something.
Twisted, but not that
Is he
way.
feeding him like they're enemies? Each guest was invited because they contributed to him losing his passion for his craft.
John Leguizamo.
Is this a 7 Deadly Sins thing? Let's see. Dessert is an elevated s'mores dish. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. 6 out of 10, just like this stream, except on most Thursdays where it goes to an 11 out of 12. Mm-hmm. Wow, it's still down 1 point. Nothing to do with cannibalism.
Now it's s'mores.
Oh. Okay, so that's what okay. So there's some arson.
Arson.
There's some pirates involved.
There's some arson.
There's some death there. Decent movie, but overhyped in my opinion. Maybe I'll still give it a watch. I do remember reading that whole plot synopsis though, because I was like, Anna Taylor-Joy. I mean, she's very popular. Not really 7 Deadly Sins, but the direction, what you think. Yeah, that was just the skim there. Yeah, I could see there was something about that. Maybe as usual, I was just hoping for cannibalism.
Wow.
No. I tell you, it's
a guy can dream.
Alcohol we've had already.
Yeah.
A guy can dream. A guy can dream. Andrew does not like to be surprised. It depends. I do sometimes read through stuff like that. I'm not as bad as someone that I once knew that used to be here in the channel. They literally one time told me that they would, when they were going to read a book, they would pick up that book, like at a store or something. Like, I'm going to read, get a book from. They would literally read the last page. because they felt that by reading the last page, that would tell them how well the author did with wrapping up the story, and that would make them interested for the rest. I was like, you read the ending? I was like, that does. Yeah, I was like, okay.
If you read the last page, though, the last page might not have any spoilers.
Depends on if it's an epilogue or something.
Yeah.
You know, Stephen King sometimes does the epilogue thing, but yeah, I was like, because then I was like, that is the most interesting logic I've ever heard in my entire life. Time to stumble my way through this character creation in Starfield. Good luck, Bean. Let me know how it goes. I'm looking forward to hearing what people think of that game for sure. But yeah, nothing ever quite that bad. Nothing quite that bad. It's usually more like if I don't think I'm probably going to see the movie, but it's kind of interesting, then I'll read like a plot synopsis, and then that'll, tell me if I'm going to, be really interested in it.
Yeah.
My time is valuable. I read the forward and see if it grabs me. The forward, yes. The beginning.
Yes, not the backwards.
The jacket,
Oh, wait, no.
like whatever. Yeah, you've read what would that be the backward?
Forward. Is there the backward?
It'll be the last page.
Oh, yeah.
I'm reading the backward.
I read the backward.
I read the backward today. Oh, man.
It's a recap with spoilers. The backward.
So you're not caught up on Only Murders in the Building? Then?
No, we missed this last week because we were watching
the
jury duty.
Are they going to do another series of it? Do you know? Or is it this a one-off? Can you?
I don't.
Is it one of those things once you put it out that people know about that it could be happening?
I think so. Maybe there could be another twist in it somehow. But
I always read the backwards.
I don't think you could.
I don't read from left to right. I read from right to left. I read the backwards. That's how I'm telling you. That's how it works.
Speed read this sucker.
Speed read. So we've got two other things. Actually, I don't think anyone actually hit the button here. So here are all the featured beverages. We have the Hoplark tea. We've got the Unseen Creatures Brewing Metamorphosis Triple IPA. And we are finally going to break out the Booker's Bardstown Batch Bourbon 2021 Batch 3. You cannot get this anymore. Literally bought this 2 years ago. Have not opened it. It has not been opened. So especially if it comes in Braille. What's the thing? I won't even say the joke. There was something about a cheese grater in Braille, but I can't remember. But yeah, so I've had this for over 2 years. Have not opened it. It has sat up on my shelf. So I was like, you know what? We probably should finally open this up. See if it's any good. So you can
return it.
See if it was so I can return it. Maybe our local shop will take it back. But
I tried this. I didn't like it.
I did not like it.
What's your return
It is
policy?
125 proof and change.
Okay.
It is per usual, I'm assuming unfiltered, like most of the things that are in the Booker line. It was aged 6 years and 5 months, so a little under 6.5 years. And it's been aged an additional 2 years now. I don't think that cancers. Oh, Booker's, I heard of that. I think it's pretty good. It's not the little book. It's not the other Bookers. It's the line of stuff that they do. It's very interesting. They've got a ton of information. The link right there, if you click on it, you still have to pick what edition. So look for 2021. But they literally do a full breakdown of what makes up this different batch. So 8% came from this second floor of the 9-story rack house number 14. 27% came from this spot. So they give you a full breakdown if you were into all that stuff. And some people know like, oh, that's a warmer area. So there's going to be more wood and then it's blended with more. I don't know all that kind of stuff, but there's a ton of information there if you guys want to read about it. So we've got that and the beer. And I was the only thing I was saying, like, do we want to weirdly do the whiskey first or do you want to have the beer? It's completely up to you. Sometimes when we do the whiskey last, like all of a sudden I feel bad that you're like whiskey and then you leave and we're talking a little bit. I didn't know if you'd rather have that and let that settle in a little bit or.
No, actually, I will defer to what you choose.
I don't care.
I would probably still do the beer.
Okay. All right. And now where did you get this beer from?
From you.
Did I bring it over?
Or no,
I don't think I brought
Joe
it over.
brought it
Did I?
No, I guess it was Joe. Joe brought it over?
Maybe.
A
Was it for one of the get-togethers?
Yeah, it was from the
Okay.
last get-together. It was a leftover.
A leftover get-together.
Yeah, leftover from the get-together. Get-together leftover.
All right, so we will do the beer then first. Okay, we'll actually go in the same order like we usually do. I have heard good things. I mean, I like Booker's. Like I said, I think it is really good. Like I said, that was always an old favorite of someone that we used to work with. The classic Booker's has definitely gone up in price over the years. Got the beer from a guy in an alley. I mean, depends on the beer.
Yes.
Depends on the beer. I'd do it.
Tapped. Oh, wait, no, that's not right.
Keith, I have a bet that if the Lions beat anyone in the Super Bowl, I'm going to get my first tattoo. Is it a safe bet? Because Lions ain't going. Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty safe.
At least for now. Is
Yeah.
it just for this year, or is this?
They can still even sound
is this
like make
in
it.
perpetuity?
Is this an in perpetuity bet?
So, all right.
Planty, how's it going? Good to see you. We were just talking about you. We were talking about how it was I teased you, and then the tease had to get pushed off till next week. We were just discussing that. It is good to see you. No, it is whenever they win their. Okay, so it is in perpetuity, which is what we're asking. Yeah, that's a safe bet. That's a very safe bet. Bad things, I hope. Never, Planty, never. No, like I said, we were just saying that I want to make the recipe to the best of my ability based on what you sent me, and I want to make that because I don't want to hear like if for some reason we don't like it as much, or we're kind of like, well, it's not bad, and you're like, well, you didn't do the recipe I do, which is the most delicious one in the world, and you've really screwed up, and that's why. And so I want to make it exactly the way we had. So like I had to buy a few more ingredients than what I was initially prepared for. So we will do that next week, and we're just going to make it into a whole cocktail fest. So we're going to do your traditional recipe, and then we're going to do that other one that involves the bourbon in there, like I said, with everything else. So we're going to do both of those things. If you don't like it, I can never show my face here again. Well, that's a lot of high standard right there.
Dang.
I know.
Wow. Might just not be our thing.
We'll record 2 podcasts. We'll record one with our actual feelings, and then the live show is the live show, and then afterwards we'll be like, don't do it.
The screen just goes dark.
Don't drink it. It's awful. I don't know how anyone has this. No, I'm sure it'll be delicious. I'm sure it'll be absolutely delicious. Because pretty much everything, the only thing I haven't really had much of is the Disaronno, that liqueur. Everything else in there, I'm like, simple syrup, good. Orange juice, lime juice. Like, I'm like, I like all these things.
Yeah.
Let's see how it blends with that. I'm very excited. But anyway, let's go take a quick break. Let's go grab the beer and come back and record a podcast. What do you say?
Sounds delicious, I hope.
We're back.
Oh, and HopTea.
Oh my God, it's there.
No.
Yeah, we did. We bought a whole entire case of a HopTea. Did you guys? I think it's actually it's hard to see. I just didn't feel like editing out. It's 12 and 16 ounce cans, like the size of the cans. But no, thankfully you only bought one.
Yes,
because you probably will not buy another one.
Yeah, probably not. Because there are others I enjoy more for sure.
Also, Mr. Keith, hope you've been well. Says Planty. I saw that. I'm just going back.
What did
through
that say? Oh, wow. Okay.
I know. See, tempted to make a Sazerac. Nice. Looking to see if I have everything for it. Secret. I'll be interested to hear if you can actually make it. I don't know if I've had a Sazerac recently, or ever. I don't usually make bets, but this one was easy, as the Lions have had a bad back playoff experience, and the other side of the bet is that I have to wear a Patrick Mahomes jersey for a year if they don't win it. That's really interesting bets you guys have going on.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's fascinating for someone. I mean, that's good though. That'll help pay with his contract though, for sure. That'll help pay for that contract that's so expensive. All right, I'm excited to have a beer. As probably are you? I don't know.
And
are you
beer.
excited? I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to overdo it if you're not excited about it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
You're
I've
intrigued?
never had anything from this particular brewery before, as far as I know.
Get all this
Obscene creatures. Oh wait, no.
obscene creatures.
No,
I don't know about
oh
that.
no. Unseen.
So if the Lions win, I get 2. If they lose, I have to wear my least favorite player. Okay, that makes a little more sense. But that's all on that. Eventually, they have to make it to the Super Bowl, so nobody is ever actually paying up any part of this bet. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Is what we're saying right here. Okay. I'm pretty sure that is a
well, they
given.
are due to win at least one playoff game. 1991, I think they said.
You'd think that.
90, 91, something like that.
You'd think that.
Barry Sanders is coming out of retirement.
They are very overhyped. I feel bad for them.
Well, that's what I know. I was listening to Florio and Sims, and they're like, yeah, the Packers. They're both picking the Packers to finish first because of in that division. Why? Well, who else would you pick?
Vikings.
They have them finishing third. That was the 2 of them. So
I mean, I don't want them to, but that's the most obvious team. Second year in the system, they did fine last year.
Yeah,
they aren't going to win as many games, but this division is going to be, I think, going to be very competitive, but maybe not great.
I don't know. Maybe without
then
Aaron Rodgers in the mix, the Packers will be better.
I mean, that could be true. Minnesota Vikings should win the division. I mean, that's what I think.
As long as the Bears can win on
Just need that opening weekend, man. I'm already starting to feel sick to my stomach as this comes up. I hate it. I hate football season. Is that what were you asking? It is in Soldier Field, if that's what you're asking. Good. Yeah. That was the game because every year we always talk about that at some point we're going to go back to Illinois, like as a family and as a group. And we were like, because we always try and like wait to see like, okay, can we go see a Bears game and a Cubs game and match all that stuff up to go to Wrigley Field? And this year it was like, the only option would have been to go to the very first game, which probably would have been super expensive to go to a Bears-Packers game opening day. Yeah, probably. That would have been nuts. You liar, you love football. It makes me sick to my stomach, man. It makes me really sick to my stomach.
If you have MGM, the MGM app, they're offering a free $10 bet.
I do have that app, I think.
Okay. I just noticed that yesterday. So
yeah, that I got to look at a little bit too. Have a little bit of that going on.
Yep.
Don't you have like 2 years to go to the real stadium? They're probably even farther out from that. I don't think they've even really broken ground. They haven't even like officially made a statement that they're going to do that. So I bet we have even a little bit longer, but yeah, I don't want to keep waiting. I have the second pick in my draft. Sam, we have the first. So let me know how that goes and what the people pick in your draft. I'd like to know. Not sure who to take. Do you have a PPR league? Cannot make the damn drink. Make it close, Secret. Just make something close.
Make the drink.
If you're in a PPR league or anything else, just take a half-point PPR. I either take McCaffrey or Jefferson. One of those is going to be available because that first person can't take both, I don't think. Is there a league where you can take 2 picks at once?
Ooh. But then you forfeit your... Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Thinking CMC? Yeah, exactly. He'll make you sweat.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's CNC.
Run CMC.
Yeah. Or Run
DMC, that's right. CMC Music Factory.
I would take Jefferson. Jefferson's a good pick. Jefferson.
Jorf.
Yeah, if you're in some kind of PPR league, that's probably still the one to take. I don't know. Like I said, running backs are even still more at a premium, so it's tough. You're going to have to wait so long. So I think for me, I would like with the first pick, I'm thinking Christian McCaffrey. Then you got to wait till it comes back, and then you probably take best wide receiver available and possibly best tight end, maybe. If there's like a really good one on the board. If not, I maybe take another running back.
Oh, you don't get your quarterback in the first 3 picks?
God, no.
Wow. Okay.
No.
I can't do that. I can't not do that.
Worthless.
Okay. That's right, because Trey Lance.
Which one 9's going to use for?
Trey Lance will probably still be on the board.
See, that's the thing. Like if you look at things by tiers, if you don't pick, if you see a run on quarterbacks, if you don't get like literally Patrick Mahomes or like whoever, then
Josh
like the
Allen.
the first 2 or 3 tops. Then it's like there turns into this, all of these are within like 5 points of each other for the entire year. So there's like no reason to then jump on any of these other ones just because these were taken. And even if you can take one of these, you still look and it's like you always want to look at each position based on like where is the biggest gap in point differential from who I'm about to take to who I might not be able to get next time. And that's kind of what you look at. So for quarterbacks, like I don't think we've taken a quarterback usually like the 6th round or something. Wow. 5th round. It just kind of depends on how things are. Like if all of a sudden all of them are gone, then you either go F it and like. But sometimes that's good then because if you see them being taken, you're like, well, cool, I'll go take running backs because running backs are going to be at a premium depending on your league, wide receivers, all that stuff.
Yep.
Full draft was yesterday, and I pulled in with my first pick. You did Patrick Mahomes your first pick, second Chris. What? My draft is like how the NFL draft pick 1 per round, and you take the best of. 1 per round, you take the best. So it's not a snake. So you don't do a snake draft. Is 1. I don't know. Anybody that does money leagues for these leagues that Brothers is in, that Secret is in, can I be in these leagues? These people are dense. You should not in 3 picks get those 3 people. Like that's boring. Yeah. Like Brothers, I don't want to be cruel. Are there only 2 people in your league? I'm kidding. Depends on the scoring, but you're right about it. Yeah, like yes, there are always so many different factors. Like it's always like grain of salt with but like that's usually the first thing you look at is where is that point different. Some people do leagues where the quarterback only gets 4 points for a thrown touchdown and doesn't get 6.
I hate that.
I do too. I'm just saying, but that happens too. And it's like, so if that's happening, then Josh Allen is better than this, or probably the big sneak one this year is 100% going to be Justin Fields. Like I said, because he's going to get touched. Like he was, if you look from like was it the 8th week or 7th or 8th week on, he was like the number 3 fantasy quarterback last year. And it's going to continue. He's got better offense around him as long as he doesn't get injured, which is the same thing with all these people. There's 32 of my friends, and we've been doing a custom 32. Brothers, my brain can't even take all this. That doesn't even make sense.
I just don't know how any one team could have those 3 people on it.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
just crazy.
Yeah, that just so
that's crazy awesome.
They're your friends because obviously they know nothing about football whatsoever and just flip a coin.
32.
And how do you have 32? Do more than one person have each team? How many people are actually in your league? Can you have more than? Is this one of those leagues where you actually have a certain amount of dollars and you're like drafting based on like this person's worth this much? This person's like, is it one of those kind of leagues?
But those would be expensive people, I would think.
It is one of those. Okay. So you like, it's the thing where it's like, I have $100 to spend. This person's $5 to spend. And like, so then more than one person can have the same player. Is that correct? Been trying to grab the player. I don't think I can wait to get. It happens sometimes. That is correct. Okay. So it is one of those leagues.
Okay.
Ooh. Still though, that seems like you'd have like, that seems like that is your entire team though. Cause that could get expensive, but anyway.
Yeah. Never done that one, so
I have seen those like, but it's usually like, you know, you're trying to score the most points with, you know, balancing the, you know, because usually they have those like at DraftKings.
So everybody could start Patrick Mahomes on their team?
Yeah, if they paid for him.
And everybody, so conceivably everybody could have the exact same.
Well, that's what I don't quite get.
But I've never done that, so I don't know how that works.
With the start of football season just around the corner and a lot of conversation going on here in our chat on our show that we do here on Thursday evenings on Twitch, you've got to get a little bit of game ready. You got to make sure you've got some beers at the hand. You've got to make sure you've got enough to get you through, depending of 62-0 drubbing.
62-0 drubbing. That's right.
Depending on how good your team is this year. The key for us is usually finding something that, okay, this is an old reliable, this is a staple, but then maybe mixing in something new. Completely new. Possibly even from a brewery you've never had.
Yes, or even heard of.
Or even knew existed until recently. And that is what we have for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Metamorphosis. I don't know if that's how they say it or not, but that's how I'm saying
I like it though.
The Metamorphosis triple IPA from Unseen Creatures Brewing and Blending, I believe, is what they say.
This is a triple IPA, right?
Triple and
10%.
New England style, out of Miami, Florida. This is a beer that had been brought over to a celebration recently at the house. There were so many other awesome things to choose from. So many awesome things to choose from. This one just did not get opened, and
yeah.
The other day when you said, hey, what do you got?
Showed
you a picture of a couple things,
yeah.
And you said, that label looks cool. So we're going to try that.
So we are the benefactors of that today.
Yes.
Having a little triple IPA. I'm going to pull it out of the fridge and let's get to drinking.
I didn't realize the scary butterfly there.
It is. That was what drew me to it.
And bones.
Like when I saw Jefferson in the second round, CMC was off the board. I had to get Jefferson is very good wide receiver. Yes. I mean, him and Jamar Chase, that's your two wide receivers.
Tyreek Hill. Kirk Cousins. Get John Jefferson.
Is a quarterback.
I know. Well, you can get him then as your...
I do like having one of my favorite things is having the quarterback to receiver combo. That is always nice.
Did that last year and it was
double
gold
points
for about 8 weeks and then...
Yeah, we had a pretty good run with that.
Ooh, scary butterfly.
That's the song, isn't it? Come a lady, come a lady. Ooh, a scary butterfly. No,
I know that song, but I didn't know they say.
I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I get. I think the Seahawks have the best trio of wide receivers in the game. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Jackson Smith. I'm not even going to go for that one. He was the highest graded wide receiver in this year's draft, and the Hawks got him. They did. I keep forgetting DK Metcalf is still with them. I keep thinking, who is it? It's AJ Brown. I get them mixed up. Like I'm always like, because he got traded, but he was.
Oh, he's the Eagles.
Yeah, he's on the Eagle. Like I said, I always get that mixed up. I know that song, Crazy Town. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Bean. I appreciate Thank you for coming in through on that one. There we go. That is definitely a good combo. Lockett, as long as he can stay healthy. Metcalf is always a beast. And like I said, you'll see how the rookie does for sure. That is a good combo. They're the same guy. A.J. Brown is the Philadelphia Bulldogs. Metcalf is a monster. That is true. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. DJ Moore, Claypool, and Mooney also is not a bad trio. It's a good law firm if you can get it.
More Claypool and Mooney.
Mm-hmm.
Mooney.
Can't wait to see JTT play. Oh wait.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Put the volume down.
Look at this. Do we need it? Is there?
No, I think we're okay. It was a good day.
Okay. Didn't even have to use my AK. Got it. That is definitely a slightly frightening graphic, which I'm not against because I love the stuff from Adroit Theory Brewing, which we have not had in quite a while, but they always have really cool pictures and graphics and stuff.
Oh, and even is that what was the one that did some of the sours we liked too? They had kind of.
Oh, well, there's Nightmare Brewing as well.
Nightmare, maybe
which they're great
yes,
too. Like all their stuff is like just kind of like murder and just everything else going on. Yeah, I would agree. Definitely an aesthetic that would have drawn me to this can if I had been the one to pick it out. But I did not. But I would have. But I didn't. Definitely hazy.
That's a great start.
Can we go to the aroma?
Yes.
Okay. That's a great second.
And that's a good follow-up.
That's a good follow-up right there. That aroma is also
says it's
excellent.
hazy? Check. It is hazy. Go to aroma? Check.
Fruity, peach, like I said, a little bit of maybe mango or something in there too.
Yeah.
There's like some tropical notes in there, not the passion fruit, which I know I sometimes
A little bit of heavy underneath, not pine, but a little resin, maybe a little something
maybe resinous.
Give it a little base, a little foundation. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
To the taste.
Yes.
That butterfly could give me nightmares. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Is he actually going to play? Is he actually ever going to play? I hope we can keep him somehow, but he's asking for way too much money, having only played 9 games last season. Yeah, he had the injury-prone bug last year for sure. DK chased down a Buddha Baker 2 years ago. It was insane. It was through an interception at the goal line. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is definitely a classic one, brothers, for sure. Jonathan Taylor was being very stubborn and should take whatever the Colts give him. No, he shouldn't. He should take. He should realize his value and in a market that is bad right now, go for whatever he can get. Agent is probably being a little money hungry for sure, but also we commented on it. It's kind of ridiculous when a team says, we don't want to pay you that, that's too much. And then when you say I want to be traded, they say, well, then we need to make sure we get a first round pick for you. So if you're worth a first round pick and you're demanding that from another team, then that means that they're worth the money that you should be paying them. So
wow, I think you sound a lot like Mike Florio right now.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's dumb. Like if you were like, oh, I don't want to pay him, this guy's asked for too much money, well, then you should be willing to take a second or third round pick because he does not have value for you. Right. If you feel he has that much value, that means you should pay him. Quit being a jackass billionaire owner and pay people. Sorry. They're demanding for a first round pick because they are making a point to him. But if they feel he's worth getting a first round pick for.
Or are they saying, see, you're not worth a first round pick because no one will give it to you? Why? I mean, I guess that could be what there's a lot of psychology going on.
First rounder and Jalen Waddle, that's like 4 first rounders. Is that what they asked for? Because Guardianet, weren't you guys, the Dolphins were in the market for him too, weren't
that's
they?
what somebody had seen talk. Oh, I think it was Albert Breer was talking about the Dolphins might be a good match for him. And somebody said the Bears too, but obviously.
Oh no, I hope we didn't do that.
Yeah.
Supposedly after the rumors were, that's ridiculous then. Okay, that's too much. He should be one of the highest paid runners. Yeah. Whatever that market winds up being. And like I said, unfortunately, running backs have gone down. He just kind of is where it is too. If you're worth a first round pick and you're asking for a second round money, pay the player. I can disagree. Pay the man. Why should we pay him before his last year of his contract ends? That's dumb. People do that all the time.
Yeah.
If you think someone has outplayed their contract, which he has, and has done a really good job, then you, like I said, if you actually like the player and want to keep him and want to do right by him, then you do that kind of extension. They very easily could offer him like a 3-year extension at some fairly high money, and like I said, then he would get his one more time in the sun. It's hard with a running back for sure, but players get paid all the time when it is not their final year of their contract.
I heard someone say, though, too, they're like, you don't hear very many people saying, oh, I didn't do very well last year. I think I need to give you some money back.
Yeah, that never happens either.
You signed, you agreed for a certain thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no what right answer for every situation, I guess.
According to Indianapolis reports
right
and confirmed by the Miami Herald's Barry Jackson, the Colts were not asking for a first-round pick in return. When it came to Dolphins, they had their eyes set on the wide receiver Jalen Waddle, and as Jackson writes, it was Waddle and more. Yeah, so if it's going to be more, like that's a lot. Dude is going to be washed up by 32 anyway. And that's what he knows. That's what the problem with the running back market. They probably, honestly, running backs almost need to get paid that first contract. If you're a running back, it almost like you should just get double money right out of the gate or something. I don't know.
So weird.
Backs are a dime a dozen. Then you don't have to pay them. You don't have to. I just think it's funny. If you think they're that worthless and they're a dime a dozen, you should be happy to take anything for him then. That's what doesn't make sense to me. If you're literally saying that we could pull anyone off the street, we don't need this guy. Okay. Oh, they want a 3rd round pick? Great. You'll take it because that's anything better than what you're getting. In the NHL, they do that all the time. I have seen some stupid amounts with 2 years left on extensions. I'm sure. Miami is like, we'll give you 2 tokens in a blue. If you know, you know. Yeah. It is unfortunate with running backs, though, Bean. I agree. Like I said, that is just kind of the state of the world right now with that position. Unless you were Christian McCaffrey catching passes and doing tons of other things out of the backfield, it's not going to be a great world for you looking for that second contract. All right, you ready?
I think I am.
Okay. Three for three for me.
It's not quite as full of flavor as I was hoping for from the other things, but it's still very good. It's very well rounded. It's got a little bit of heaviness to it, which I like. Just a slight bitter, but it doesn't. I mean, 10%. It doesn't taste like 10%.
No,
it tastes very smooth. Actually, that could go down probably a little too smoothly.
Yeah.
But it's very good.
For me, I'm actually honestly getting everything that I got. Like I said, it still is the peach. It still is like the mango, the tropical coming through. It's a nice burst kind of in the middle of my tongue. There's a little bit of bitterness at the back. But yeah, and I'm not getting like a lot of, it's not overly dank, but there is maybe a little bit of pine with that.
Yeah.
Kind of at the end, which is nice. I think this is excellent. This is really good. And this is definitely a good, at least for us, or for me, I should say, first step forward, and would love to try some other things from them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's at least on their website. I don't know what our brother paid for it at our probably tap and bottle, I think, but
right.
$12 for the 16-ounce can. At the menu on
for
their
one
website.
16-ounce can?
Yes. But now that could be maybe to drink it in the store at their facility, because this is their Unseen Creatures IPA updated August 31st. So maybe this was their, like if you go into the, but still
that could be
a can. And I guess you do have to pay a little bit more for it if you're drinking it on the premises.
Drink it there, yeah.
So,
wow.
But yeah. No, I don't know.
This is still really good. I don't know if I paid $12 for it. My mind changes a little bit. Are you sure that's not for like a 32-ounce crowler?
No, it says 16-ounce can.
Alrighty
then.
Alrighty then. If you want to see some other beers that are equally tasty, maybe not quite as pricey, you can head over to our website at AboutBeverages.com. You can find everything that we have ever done for the last decade, whether it's beer, wine, whiskey, water, sodas. What else?
Smoothies.
Yes, that is also a forgotten one. All that stuff there, recipes, anything that
soda?
You can find. Soda, yeah, I did say soda. We got that in there. Seltzer waters, sparkling waters.
Juice, have we ever done? Oh, Nog.
Yes.
Yes.
Some delicious
Pumpkin
eggnogs that are no
beers
longer
even.
around. Pumpkin beer is coming up very soon if you're watching this as we head into fall. But all of that can be found there. If you only want the latest videos, then YouTube is the place to go for that. If you only want the latest audio, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify are some great options. If you have a favorite podcasting app, search for About Beverages and we'll probably be there. As well as some other things when you search probably pop up, right?
Those 3 pillars of social media, which for us are TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most of all to keep you up to date at AboutBeverages.com. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings. Most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific time. So when we get together, try some beverages, hang out, have some fun and chat, talk about all kinds of things. Lately, it's very football centric, which is good. Which is good for us. We're happy with that. And also throughout the week, Andrew's going to keep you up to date on what he is doing in the gaming world and what refreshing beverage he will have at his side as he does that. So for all the latest at About Beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it an unseen shot.
I wasn't know if you were going to say that or give it an expensive shot.
An expensive shot? Yeah.
An expensive pour. Wasn't sure where that was going to go. All right, we'll put all that stuff back up for a moment. You need to run more. You need to do more than just run down the middle. We have quarterbacks who can do that now, and wide receivers too. Agreed, Bean. No, like I said, I'm like I said, being slightly flippant with some of my comments, but at the same time, it's like if you have an entire skill set, there is kind of like that position has been slowly more and more literally not valued at all, and there is a rotation of that. I mean, we let David Montgomery go. Like I said, he was a very good running back, but unfortunately we had 3 others that do about the same thing, if not now maybe even a little bit better. So yeah, it gets a little tough when it comes to some of that stuff. Slurring of speech after one sip. Whoa, boy! Someone give Cardboard Keith the car keys. I think your audio was slurred a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't recall slurring anything.
I think maybe you need to work on your listening there a little bit. I think the most lopsided trade in recent years was the package Denver sent to Seattle for Russell Wilson. That is correct. That is correct. I mean, that's a lopsided trade.
See if Russ can cook this year. So
yeah, it was a lopsided
Sean
trade.
Payton at the helm. So.
I mean, if you're talking about sending something like that, now there might be something more recent, trading up in a draft to get a quarterback, and I can't think of exactly who that would have been. There was something.
Wait, you're not talking. Wait.
Traded from like a 12 to a 2 spot. Multiple picks, and then you get a 4th rounder. I'm trying to think of what that was.
Wait a minute. You're not.
I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Can't remember. Is Russ allowed to use a mic? 49ers are the largest NFL draft plunder. Leave me alone. My pain is fresh. Who knows? We'll find out where it winds up going.
Yeah, I get, because I thought you were talking about like the Trubisky thing.
No, I was talking about
because we traded up a spot.
I would like to thank the San Francisco 49ers for making people mildly forget about the Trubisky thing. I appreciate that, trading multiple picks and then at the end just getting a 4th rounder for a guy that's barely been in the league. This be his 3rd year.
Yeah, was it 2020?
Seems like same as the same years they traded past Justin Fields.
Oh,
to get Trey Lance.
Okay.
They said no. I don't want that guy. My pain is fresh. This is good. $12 though. That's a little shocking.
According to
Are you sure?
on their website.
Did you do a Google search to see if anyone else is selling it?
I did not. I was looking at their website because I wanted to see where they were located and what other things they might say about their beer. Of course, they didn't say all that much. Just the 3 hops.
$12 for single. Yeah, is an ouch. We did not pay that.
And I don't know if we don't know.
Richardson has a lot of heart. I want him to do well so badly. That was your draft pick from this year, right?
Yes.
Is that who that
Anthony
is?
Richardson.
Anthony Richardson.
You've got to have heart. Miles and miles and miles of heart. Oh, it's fine to be a genius, of course.
Who owns Unseen Creatures Brewing?
Well, someone named Mario. If you're emailing, if you're contacting them, contacting Mario. You've got a see menu. There you go. Well, no, actually, the one I had. Oh, you visited this page.
No one on the starting roster is above 30 years old. We're the youngest team in the league. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You're definitely going to have to go through more ups and downs. It's not a bad thing. I feel like Richardson might have benefited from having a superstar running back in the backfield.
Absolutely.
You would think he would, but I'm weird. I don't like, again, I like the jokes I made earlier. Like, I don't know what has been offered contract wise or whatever else, but it seems like if you have that kind of team with what you're talking about with Richardson, it seems like you probably this is the money. You have that money now. If you've just drafted a quarterback, you've got at least 3 to 4 years before you actually have to pay them, if they even are the quarterback you think they are. So maybe use some of that money to pay the person that is going to help give them time and development and all that stuff besides the offensive line would be the running back. even if that is like a little over the top. Cascadian King, Dangers Lie Ahead, Metamorphosis. Yeah, it says $12. It's crazy. Should send them an email.
We like your beer, but not for $12.
But not that much.
Yeah.
Global recent activity. August 23rd. Someone just had this.
That is a scary butterfly, though.
That's a scary butterfly. Come, my lady. Come, my lady. That's a scary butterfly.
What is the Booker's bourbon that we're having tonight?
So the Booker's bourbon that we're having tonight, Miami turned their Laramie Tunsil trade into 7 first rounders, but forfeited 1. Is that true?
Laramie.
Sushi! I missed you earlier. Sushi, how's it going? It's good to see you. I saw the lurk earlier just as we were finishing up the podcast, and then I got distracted, as I am wont to do. Sushi, it's good to see you. How are you? Are you excited to do some raid race watching tomorrow? Currently, Jonathan Taylor is on his rookie contract of 4 years, $7 million. So this is his. Is this his 4th year?
Who?
Does he have only one more year?
Who?
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Well, he was injured last year, and then the year before that, he was really good. So I don't know. This is either his 3rd or 4th year, I guess. 4th? Okay.
Yes, his 4th. Okay. Jones and Anderson looked really good in the preseason. Yes, Sushi, it is good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate everybody here this evening. Having some chat. Okay, so the Bookers that we are having is the Bookers. This is their Bardstown batch. This is their 2021-03 Bardstown batch.
Bardstown batch. Oh, there we go.
With the old line that were drafted this year for Pittsburgh. Oh, is that it? Okay.
They have it.
So do the Bears. That's where it ends. Guardian Down, the biggest actually piece of information. Who is your backup quarterback? Because you're going to see him probably week 1. Who is your backup quarterback in Miami? Because I just want to know who to draft, like late rounds.
The sneaky starter.
The sneaky starter is to pick whoever the backup quarterback is in Miami. I'm just saying. Everybody can expect. Taylor's projected market value as a free agent is in the $13 million per season range. Of course, Taylor battled an ankle injury in 2022. Jerry has been away from the team for the vast majority of the offseason, so I was asking for top money in a market where it seems he's the highest paid at $16 million. Well, it's bedtime. Oh, now it's bedtime. Oh, sure. Guardian Down. Have a wonderful evening if you're actually going to bed. Appreciate you. I have a poll in my fantasy league with the over-under on how many interceptions will Pickett throw in this season. Almost everyone thinks more than 9. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
I would think more than 9 as well.
Most quarterbacks throw more than 9.
Didn't you have a fantasy football draft? Mine is on Sunday. So I've got rating, obviously, tomorrow, Frosty. Probably rating on Saturday. See if we can get that necrochasm. And then Sunday will be the draft. Noon on Sunday. So the Colts should be willing to pay. Yeah, like I think 13 million is, if he's asking for like a lot more than what that is, then maybe that's an impasse. I would take the over on that. Exactly, Frosty. Rating Sunday at reset. Oh, nice. Gonna do it then. Okay. Good luck to you. Are you using my raid intro? I did not have time to put all that together, secret. I will probably read that at some point, maybe when I start. I wanted to use that as like an actual like clip that you had created, but I don't have any footage of Crota. So maybe depending on how much footage I get, like as we're doing it, like I may actually do that afterwards, like within the next like week or something like that, because I think that could still be pretty funny. I liked what you wrote; it was good. What are you doing?
Trying to get to that site that you're at, but
it's just bookersbourbon.com/batches.
Yeah, wouldn't get there. But anyway. Yeah, but not
So search for
able to dial it
search
in.
for Booker's Bourbon.
That's all right. I'm close enough. No, at least I can see. It's the Bardstown.
Yeah.
Bardstown.
Current, you can look at the batch.
Current batch. But it's not.
I'll go back to this one.
No, it's okay.
I'm going to show you.
Fine.
Nope. Keith,
That's
I'm
fine.
going to show you.
It's. Oh wait, here's the years. There we go. There we go.
God.
Now I found it. There we are. There we go.
Yeah, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get Necrochasm after the contest mode is off. I have a team ready, and we want to be couch potatoes tomorrow and Saturday. Well, hopefully you come in and enjoy some struggling, I'm sure. The whole work thing, and then a work fantasy football draft at the end of my work day, only for it to extend my work day a couple hours. Damn, Frosty, that's a lot. Passed on the opportunities for contest mode, some because I really cannot start at that time. Yeah, I mean, it makes it hard. I would be excited if we actually were able to finish it during contest mode. That would be cool, because then we get the Necrochasm guaranteed, which is neat. Have Pickett at 13 to 15 interceptions this year. Not many starting sophomores have really good touchdown interception ratios because they are still learning both the playbook and the league evolving as well. Yeah, very true. So 13 to 15 interceptions. How many touchdowns with that number you're thinking, Secret? Get the clear. And I hope so. We're gonna try. Like I said, we're gonna try. Should be interesting to see how much some of the things that they have taken out of an option to use are a little frustrating. Betting Pickett gets 25 touchdowns. That's kind of if he starts a whole season, that's kind of the number I was thinking, honestly, Bean. Maybe the whole bribe Mitch for a clear. It's a lot. That's the only thing though with the contest mode with this one in particular. Like with Root of Nightmares, you could literally just do the boss. With this, you actually have to do the entire raid. So I wonder how many he's actually been working on. Won my league last year in the loser of our league. My sister, we gave her a hilarious punishment. Oh no. Tough weekend on the whole. Yeah, it's a busy weekend for a lot of people. I'm really kind of surprised they picked this weekend for the raid. Depends on how the wide receiver room evolved this year. I would say about 25. Okay. Had to do the whole raid. Not for Root of Nightmares, you didn't. If you're talking about for the actual King's Fall, then yes. Gonna call it a night. Have a good night, Planty. Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate you. We will see you. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow, I would think. Not going to be shocked if he goes light around 20, and we'll be shocked if he goes 30. Oh my gosh, Guardian Down still here. All right, should we go get the whiskey?
Let's finish this on a.
Was this a down note?
Strong
You were about
note?
to say a down
On
note.
a strong note.
Oh my gosh, Keith didn't like what we had.
A Bardstown type note.
What is a Bardstown note?
I don't
They
know.
want to drink Merlot. We're drinking Merlot.
No, if anybody orders Merlot, I'm leaving. I am not drinking any fucking Merlot.
Okay. Relax, Miles. Jesus, no Merlot.
Mitch said he couldn't just give Justin Ezra clears because you wouldn't get the emblem. Frosty, that is, he may have thought that at some point, but that's not true. And I actually can know that for a fact. See you tomorrow, baby. Have a great weekend, Mr. Keith.
You do the same, Planty.
Is
Thanks
good
for
to see you.
joining.
She goes to Starbucks a lot, so we decided to have her order drinks in accents where the bartenders couldn't understand it. It got progressively funnier because her orders are complicated. That's just sad for the people working at Starbucks, though, especially because they're like having to work for a company that does union busting. So, that's also equally annoying. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go grab some glasses, and then we're going to come back and look at a really kind of amazing package of a bourbon, and hopefully it lives up to the price it was paid for.
Let's hope so.
We'll talk about all that when we get back. Be right back. That pretty much like tied out right with the music, which is crazy.
Yeah. The Harris Heller timing on they're the shorter songs, so it's good. It's good that way.
It is good that way. Thank you guys all for hanging out. I appreciate it as we are coming to the final beverage of the evening. Used to like going to Starbucks, but after the last few years of what Starbucks did to the workers, I stopped going. Yeah, like, and I mentioned in chat, that's kind of the same thing. I wish I could get my wife to. She's backed off on Starbucks like a little bit. I wish I could get her back off even more and find some local places like Frosty's talking about. That would definitely be the nicer option in a way, but sometimes it's difficult to break something you're like, I'm familiar with this taste. This is the taste I like. That kind of stuff can be tough. Coffee house near me where the owner is my best friend from high school and college, and she is a sweetheart. Work for her on the weekends, and she is a good business owner. See, that's awesome. Like I said, yeah, if you can find a place like that or know some place local in town, that is always the much better way to go. Closest to me is a former customer of a prior company I work for. Is a nice guy. Glad he's doing well with a few locations. Nice, Frosty. That is good to hear. Frosty, I'm the same as you. I think my brother's the same. I like finding those new places.
See, that's what that's okay.
I like looking for those new places. Like when we travel or go on vacation or whatever, what little we do, my wife would be like, oh, where's the Starbucks? It's like, no, where's the local? Like, let's try and even if it sucks, like that's an experience and something. I don't know. I like that. Like, I don't mind.
Remember that coffee place we went to that really sucked? Yes.
I mean, I think
those are the very, you don't remember the same thing that you had over and over again. You talk about that slightly less comfortable or less fun thing. Yeah. So
if you ever visit Spokane, Washington, I can show you some good eats and breweries. I would love that, brothers. I would love that. Try the local place, can find something new that you really like. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. We're all in agreement here. Like I said, we'll just, next time my wife is in chat, you can no, don't do that. You can't be like, hey, have you tried any new coffee places lately? Yeah. All right. Well, this is the, ridiculous box that this pretty much now, if you buy Booker's, it comes in this box, and it has for a while now, I think. And they do several different variations. They have a little book, and they have a book on the weekend, and
little black book.
Oh, wait, they have a book on down here. They've got different they do have a lot of different things that they wind up doing, and a lot of custom stuff. It's really, I'm assuming that's actually the Booker No on the back.
Or someone who's
old man in a rocking chair.
Who's enjoyed a few already.
He has definitely enjoyed a few.
Yes.
Definitely enjoyed a few. I would never. But yeah, so we are going to finally open this one up. I think. Maybe we should. I feel I should keep this close.
We can have something else if you want.
All right, I'm going to go find something else in the bar. I feel that we can't have this one. He gave it a couple shots. Exactly.
Let's revisit something.
Let's go with the origin again.
Sure.
Is Cope still here? Cope, let's
hang on to this for a special occasion.
No, this is a special occasion. I need to drink these things.
Okay. As time keeps on slipping into the future.
It's true. Like, who knows? Wouldn't that be silly if like something happened to me next week? It's like, why didn't we open up that bourbon at some point and I have it with someone that I care about and we hang out? Like, why would we not do that? It's stupid.
Sharing it with everybody
exactly.
here. Well, virtually.
Virtual sharing, exactly. The old man in the chair had one too many, woke up 90 years later, and he said, this bourbon will help you forget shit. That's true. That might have been what he said.
I'm getting too old for this.
I'm getting too old for this shit. Exactly what Booker No said at some point. At some point, for sure. Thank you guys all for hanging out. We're going to try and muddle our way through this podcast. There's like, sometimes there's just way too much information about a beverage that you're about to have. Like, especially with bourbon, there's always like history and just all, and here's how the blend is. It's like 9 different levels of here. It's from this rick house and this level of this, and this was heated twice, and this one he dropped on his shoe, so then we used it in this blend, not this one. It sometimes can be very overwhelming and a lot. But the real thing to find out is it even taste good at the end of the day?
That's true.
So I have purchased several years ago. This podcast is almost 2 years in the making, kind of just by accident because we've never had it.
This was almost going to be a viewer appreciation beverage, I believe.
That is 100%
It was in the running.
Yeah, it was in the running 1 year. We wound up going with the Tears of Llorona that we had, which was the tequila, which was fantastic.
Yep.
So like I said, but nothing against this one. But this one we had purchased. And then we kind of were like, no, we should do that one. That sounds interesting and unique, something different. So we wound up going for that for our appreciation podcast that we do every year. But then I was like, well, I've already bought this. I might as well keep it. So I kept this one on my own dime and have had this for a couple of years now. You cannot find this one anymore. Secondary market, possibly, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it is 2 years old. So we've got... we'll talk even more about it, but we've got a little something special for this. Give it a shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And we are AboutBeverages.com. And the long-awaited beverage that we're about today is the Booker's Bourbon. It's the Bardstown batch, 2021. I'm assuming for the year 2021.
That is correct.
03.
Yep.
It's unfiltered, uncut...
125, almost 126 proof.
Unboxed,
yes, literally.
Unopened.
all the Booker stuff comes in super, super neat containers like this now. Like I said, whether it's the little book or any of the other variations that they do like about 3 of these every year, maybe 4. I can't remember if they do these quarterly. I apologize down in the comments. You can answer that question. So yeah, we bought this. We were originally going to do this as one of our thank you podcast things. It didn't work out because we did something else. I have kept it. It has literally been up on a high shelf for quite a while, which is probably why my wife hasn't been able to grab it at some point.
I saw her jumping once.
Saw her jumping for it once. She usually actually does not like the higher proof stuff, but she does like a lot of different bourbons and whiskeys and things, which I appreciate. But I was finally just like today, I'm like, you know what? We need to open this up. We need to have it, see how it is. It's been aged 6 years and 5 months. There's a ton of information linked down below. Like I said, we're not going to go through all of it. It's a blend of 6 different barrels from different rick houses and all
different
kinds
floors,
of information.
different. Yeah.
Again, that's
Crazy.
what I went for, is that there's like tons of different information. Amazing packaging. We're going to open it up. This was always at least Booker's in general was a favorite of someone that we used to work with that was always a good friend.
Yes.
So it is nice. It's really cool packaging.
That is very cool. Yeah, the box itself is going to cost
even
a
comes with a little
right
card that gives you a little more information. Do you remember what the price was?
I thought it was around 100-ish. Do you?
Yeah, it was $100. It was $100.
All right.
Like I said,
it was right in that.
We'll just go right out.
And
with
sometimes when we're looking for things for our year-end podcast, we're looking to spend a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Not that necessarily is necessary, but that's usually what we do because we're thinking we're going to get something we normally wouldn't get. And I think that's initially why we were like, well, maybe we won't do that one because it doesn't cost it. But But I'm sure glad you bought a bottle for us to. Well, I'm sure glad you bought.
I hope so too. A long time ago, when we first started doing podcasts on bourbon and stuff like that, like I said, if you go in the archives about beverages.com, you can kind of almost hear our evolution of our palate in general.
Yeah.
Like I said, how it's, things that we have liked over the years that like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't like that. The jokes that we've made about beers costing $3 and $4 and going like, whoa, that's expensive.
Yeah. Beers in bottles versus cans.
But Booker's in general, the original Booker's was one of your favorites when we had it out of the gate. Because it was the cola note. It was some of those kind of things. The Baker's is still a really good option. Like I said, these higher Jim Beam ones I always do appreciate. So yeah, we're gonna open this one up. We're gonna let it sit like a little bit, kind of as we chat for a minute, because we had talked about what you're supposed to leave it out in the glass when you've just opened something like this. It's high proof for several minutes for sure. Like I said, they used to say a minute for every year. It was there. Remember we just talked about that.
So 6 years.
Yeah, so 6 years to 6 minutes,
6.5 years.
Yeah, so we'll let it sit for a little bit. And then when we do take a sip, you also have to let it sit on your palate for 6 minutes.
Oh yeah.
No, I think it was like, what was it, like a second for every? I can't remember. We did this a few podcasts ago.
Yeah, I do remember talking about that.
I'm excited. I hope this is delicious. If it's not, then it's like, oh, cool. I'll make a really expensive mixer.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
Don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, the box is super cool. Like I said, all the packaging is neat. So we'll just wait a minute and then we'll enjoy some bourbon.
Can't make it. Can I have a Boilermaker with some Booker's Bardstown batch, please?
I would like a Boilermaker. Keep that 125 proof on your tongue for 6 seconds. So I think that's about what they said. Like I said, I don't know if you were around that, HJ, but I saw a couple different videos where they were saying some rules of thumb with, I don't even know if it was particularly high proof spirits, but it was when you were first opening a bottle of any kind of bourbon. It was like however many years it's been aged, that's how long you should let it sit in the glass to kind of get a little oxygen, kind of, get a little bit of that, just kind of, maybe some of the ethanol to kind of like kick out depending on if it's a high proof. And then they said they literally did say for like when you're actually have it on the palate to try and keep it on your palate for, I think it was a second for every like whatever it was. He said, 1 second per year age. Okay. It was. Okay. I couldn't remember. I've had this before and very good. It is, like I said, again, this is like super rare now. Like when I search for this to get information for the podcast, because I look for so long, this bottle now, like secondary, is $250 to $300.
Damn it! You could have made some money.
I should have. I should start actually selling things like this.
You have a bourbon event to go to on Tuesday.
I know. We gotta talk about that. What time are we getting there? HJ, we need a text. We need to find out when we're all getting there. I'm trying to get Keith to go so we can have an extra person for me to get more things when we're in line. What do I have to do for you on Tuesday to come out and hang out in line with me?
8
And
o'clock in the
you don't
morning?
even have to buy. You can just like
Just
pick
go
up
in
the
and
bottle
grab
so that I can repay you for it. Like, yeah, so I can have you pick up.
Andrew, what do you
bottle.
want? I'll show you.
Like, take this one. This year's batch is $114 total wine. That probably sounds right. Like I said, yeah, this one was right around 105. $7.59. Yeah, we need to talk. Like I said, I don't know. The night before, do you guys have a tent? We have like a beach tent. We could camp out the night before. If I had like a group, if there was a group that actually, I would do that. Like as goofy and stupid as that sounds, I'd be
Camp
like, okay,
out?
you want to charge out at night? Yeah, because they
Like
said
the
you
old,
could do
the old good old days.
Yeah, like
Of,
we were
waiting
used
in
to,
line for a concert.
I was to say concert or a console, like a video game console or whatever else. I would do that. Were you referring to Mr. Kent? Of course I was, Baker. You know that. Hopefully he's doing well. I'd like to share a bourbon with Mr. Kent.
Oh, that'd be great. Wow.
I would go to whatever you're talking about to pitch it. Hey-o.
Okay.
Brother is a good comment. I like that. There is an event locally here that is happening on Tuesday where you can go and basically wait in line. It's at a store, and it's like you can get these allocated bottles for the actual price they should be. Actually, even a little cheaper if those numbers were correct. No tent. We are more the glamping types. What the hell's a glamping?
Glamour camping.
Is that what it is?
It's called glamping, yes.
Is that a real term?
Yeah, it's like camping, but like in a very posh, sort of pampered way.
I'm not going to lie, but that's probably how I would camp.
Yeah,
I want a
good to me
toilet
too.
Basically,
Yeah.
I can deal maybe without a shower for a day or two, or kind of like a makeshift shower.
Yeah.
I need a toilet. And also glamping is hilarious.
It's a thing.
Did not know that. Sushi's making notes.
Yes.
I need a beverages like note emote. That's what we need. We need a like that. Yeah, that's a popular. We need something like that. I don't know what that has to look like though. I need to just start taking photos of Keith and using those as the emotes. Like if you're like writing down, no, like I could literally have one like this. Like people would probably go nuts for that. We'll have to work on that.
Give glamping a shot. That's right.
Yeah, t-shirt says give glamping. Toilet situation is key. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like the dig this with a shovel and use a leaf or something like that. Go boom,
That's
boom on a
that's
leaf.
rustic. You don't want that.
Have you ever actually gone camping?
Twice. And yeah, the most recent time was with Brian, and
Oh, I remember
that's
that.
7 years ago already, though. But yeah, that was good.
Recently, a long time ago.
Yep.
Good t-shirt with a whiskey glass. That's not a bad idea.
You
Give glamping.
should.
Give
Is that
glamping
how I'm going to end this podcast?
Give glamping
No one
a
will
shot.
know what's
No one
going
else
on.
will have any idea.
You should glamp it a shot.
Brothers, are you doing the Eddie Murphy joke? Isn't it? That's the Eddie Murphy delirious joke.
What's that? Oh,
What Brothers is putting chat, right? Because I remember that from Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Oh.
Because at the very okay. Yeah,
Okay.
because at the very end of Delirious, he does, or not the end, but at some point he's like, how old is that kid? I got a joke for him. And he does that joke because he's like, you're gonna go home. He's like, you're gonna sit around the water cooler. He's gonna fuck up all my jokes. And he's like, here's a joke you can actually tell people, and here's a joke for this little kid. And he like tells it to him. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a classic. The rabbit says no, so the bear. Yeah. All right, should we go for aroma now? Should
Yeah,
we actually do that?
let's do it.
I'm not getting quite as much of the like caramel notes as I thought I might get. I'm getting more oak and like leather, and definitely still some ethanol kind of coming through, even though we've let this sit for a little bit. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, it's still got the heat.
Mhm.
I did take a quick peek at the notes.
Maybe a little burnt,
had.
maybe a little burnt sugar.
Well, and because a lot of times I will say cinnamon, like sweet cinnamon, but I like the way they say baking spices.
Okay, so that is.
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, do
I
you
like
get a little bit of
better.
that too?
Yeah, because there is a sweet, spicy, and a sweeter spicy note.
I really
So
like the aroma.
I like it, but yeah, it's definitely still putting off some heat. But it's overall, other than that, it's somewhat understated, I think.
I think so too. It is a nice balance of all those things, but it's not like, oh, I'm getting hit with this. It's like a nice blend of all those things. It's funny you mentioned baking spices because I had some of the Angel's Envy Caribbean cask or whatever the other night. And it was amazing how much that jumped out to me after the bottle's fairly down in there. So it's been around for a while. But it really hit me with I was like, baking spice, like that really hit me with the baking spices thing where I was like, okay, those kind of spices came through. Well, did the taste?
Yes, a long awaited taste.
2 years in the making. You make a t-shirt that says give glamping a shot, I would buy it.
You should give glamping a shot.
I always wonder what the difference is. This is not starting, but because I didn't want you to think like, oh God, I've got to have tasting information. I always wonder what the. And I know it's different. It's probably based on like obviously the mash and like all those so many factors. But I always wonder what the difference is that makes something that is an even higher proof than this be even smoother and sweeter. And something that is like a lower proof can be almost like, oh my God, this feels like it's even more like it's oh God, it's spicy, and oh God, it's like the heat. And like, I wonder where that changes because like
is it grain? You mean like in the mash bill?
Is it the grain? Is it so many other different factors? Because I just think about the Frey Ranch that we've had that has been like I said, that one is 132 proof, and we're like, oh my God, this is smooth as all get out. And it's sweet. It still has some of that burn, but not. And then other things you'll drink at 115 or 120, and you're like, oh my God, like it's just like. And I'm not saying this is quite that. I don't quite have my full feelings on it yet, but I just always wonder what that is necessarily. I think sometimes finishing, can play a part in that.
All right.
The higher proof the whiskey reaches during its final distillation, the more mildly flavored it will be. It makes sense. More ethanol in the solution means less room for congeners. I don't know
if they're supposed to be the first N there. I think it's congeners, but
okay,
I'm not 100%
I was going to say that's kind of what I was thinking, and I was like, is that another word I don't know? Those flavor-containing compounds that mean the difference between a whiskey and a vodka. I've had 90 proof stuff that burn. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like HJ, and some of that comes down to aging, obviously. Like I said, this is 6 years, so that's kind of getting up there a little bit, but yeah, definitely, that if it's a younger bourbon, you can definitely tell the difference in that, a younger whiskey in general. Have you watched the last couple HJ, the SLB? What's the bourbon YouTube page you turned me on to that I've watched? I've watched like their last couple videos because they were doing things where they were tasting 5 bourbons like $20 and under, and then they did $20 to $30 I think for their next one. I watched both of those, and those were kind of interesting. I don't know if you saw those, but it was a lot of stuff that we have had at some point, so it was kind of interesting to see that. I would love to do that at some point. I would love to not maybe necessarily as a podcast, but I think I would love to sit with you and just be like, have my wife grab 5 bourbons off the shelf, pour them, and you and I taste them all completely blind.
We've talked
pick
about
our best things.
We've talked about.
I don't know if that would make for a good podcast because there'd be so much back and forth. It would be good for a live show like this,
just
of us
discussion,
trying things.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It would be a great podcast per se. But I would like to do that just so we could be okay, let's try let's and go through and.
We've talked about taking 3 to 5 gins maybe that we have on hand or bourbons we have on hand and just. Yeah, blindly revisiting them to be like, ooh, I like that. Or,
and seeing
not having any idea what it is.
Basically letting our palate tell us what's going on.
Yeah,
the SLB Basin Bar. I haven't watched him lately. His son is on with him lately. Not sure how I feel about. I was kind of thinking that too. I'm not sure how I like that dynamic exactly, but it's hasn't been too bad. Frey Ranch is not older than that. I don't think so. I think Frey Ranch is a 4-year, maybe a 5. If quality ingredients are distilled skillfully in quality stills and aged in quality oak barrels for sufficient quality of time, one can expect a degree. yes and no, brothers. Like I said, that is kind of generalized, and you're right to some extent. But again, also there can just be, especially depending on the blending you do with the different barrels. Like there's a lot that goes into it. So I don't know. I was more just musing. That's why I was like, that's not going to be good as part of the podcast. But I saw one where it was blind, and he picked regular Maker's Mark over Weller 12. I did not see that one. The ones we were watching, or the ones I was watching lately, was like I said, they did a cheaper one, which I don't think I watched, but then I watched the $10, or it was the $20 to $30, because they had like the Wild Turkey 101, they had the Early Times, they had a couple other ones too. But it was interesting what they wound up getting to and some of the comments they made. Depends on where the alcohol is stored and how long it is stored. Depends. Yes, there's a ton of factors, brothers. I know. I was just kind of like it was just more of kind of musing, but yeah, very correct. A lot of that stuff.
I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready now. I just wanted to take one more little sip.
Especially that first sip was still quite warm.
It was, yeah, I would agree.
And I sort of followed a chain of revelation in my.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, wait, it's syrupy. I'm like, well, no, but it's not maple syrupy. It's a little kind of dark. And all of a sudden I was like, ooh, molasses. It has a darker sort of molassesy sweetness to it. Still with the baking spices, and then still with the heat is still there. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, it's lighter in a way. There's like a lighter finish to it as well. So very, very complex. I like it.
I like it quite a bit too. Like I said, we've literally just opened this. So grain of salt with all that. Cause like I said, again, I guess, even a week later, sometimes something like this can, reveal itself a little bit more. Heat was there. I agree with you. Getting some of the kind of cinnamon / baking spices. Right. Molasses is really good. Like I said, I'm glad you said that, because I was like, well, is it brown sugar? But I think that's even a little more accurate. And to the point, I'm definitely still getting some wood is really coming through. There is a nice spice on the front of my tongue, not just the finish being a little bit more hot, but the spice on the front of the tongue is nice. And then, just the wood, and then like the leather balance. And there's a viscosity to it, but I wish it was maybe a little heavier. Yeah. When it comes to the actual mouthfeel, but there is some viscosity to it. But like you said, it's almost a little lighter. It's very classic. What I remember whenever I've had Booker's, there's kind of this pop in the middle where it's effervescent isn't quite the right word, but it's like almost a little floral. Yeah. With some of that, with all those flavors just kind of wafting up. Yeah. And I really like it. This is really good. I'm glad that I have it. Yeah. And it makes me want to try some more of these and almost compare and contrast a little bit. Can you actually tell the difference between the Bardstown and some of the other editions that they have done? Yeah. Obviously, we can't get the ones from this year, but right, because I held on to this one for a while. Right. But if we buy another one, either at the end of the year for a thank you podcast or something else, it'd be interesting to try a comparison, and maybe that would be even an interesting thing for a thank you pod. If we did the here we bought another version of this one, and now we can still try the older one that was going to make it do these. How do they compare? And still it's an appreciation in that way. But I really like this. Like I said, the complexity is there. Yeah, it is definitely not for the faint of heart, I would say.
No, because of that heat. Unless that after it sits even a little bit longer, unless some of that heat backs off a little bit, it is quite warm.
It is quite warm. And we have had a lot of other high proof things before on the podcast. So if you want to go back and look at any of those things, you can find them in the archives at AboutBeverages.com. If you only want the latest videos, those can be found on YouTube. I mean, the videos are on our website as well, but if you only want videos and not the other recipes and all the other things we've done for over a decade, YouTube is a place to go. Hit the subscribe button there. We'd greatly appreciate it. Audio only kind of stuff and things. Google Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify are great places to look. If you have a favorite podcasting app, shockingly, search for About Beverages and we'll probably be there. If we're not, let us know.
Hopefully it's
I'll see if we can get us on that website for sure. I will do my darndest. And also probably while you're searching, some other things may come up, right?
Well, maybe one of those pillars of social media, the 3 pillars that we Yes, you might stumble across either TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter. And if you do, you'll find us on those. And you'll also find out that Twitter is the one that we use most often to keep you up to date on what is going on here at About Beverages. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific time. So when we get together, try beverages. Shockingly.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Have lots of laughs and fun conversation and just hang out and enjoy the time together. Also throughout the week, Andrew's going to keep you up to date on what he is doing in the gaming world and what beverages he might be enjoying as he is doing that. So for all the latest at About Beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.
And that is a podcast. Turn all the things back on.
Swallow your soul, swallow your soul.
Wow, it turned into Evil Dead all of a sudden.
It is.
I know a little bit about brewing, as I used to help my friend Matt make spirits and beer, for sure. I'm at the point where I don't taste the alcohol in a 50-50 mix. Time to watch Evil Dead and chug this gallon of water. Oh, that's where it came from. The original Evil Dead? Of course. That is always a favorite. I don't know if you've ever seen who is it? Oh God, what can't I think of his name? Who's the actor in that?
Bruce Campbell.
Thank you, Bruce Campbell. Have you ever seen him talk about like how you basically make Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 into like one movie? It's kind of an amazing clip where he's like, you watch Evil Dead up until this point, and then you stop watching it and you watch Evil Dead. It like turns it into like the whole thing because Evil Dead 2 kind of covers some of Evil Dead 1 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Evil Dead 2 is for me a classic. Watched the new one, Evil Dead Rise, the other night and enjoyed it. I need to watch that one. Draft is done. Did okay. It's kind of dumb, but I love the main character. 67.5% snake venom ale. Brewmeister is the strongest ABV in the beer world. That is probably up there. There used to be another one, Toxic Nuclear Penguin. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
And that one was pretty high, but I can't remember what the alcohol was on that, but that was always pretty high. Took some risks on players like Breece Hall and DeAndre Swift. Okay, Sam. Got my boy Kenny Pickett as my backup quarterback. Nice, Sam. Who's your main quarterback, Sam? His cameo on the new one, but only as a voiceover, unfortunately. No. Definitely call back to the original and other horror movies, which is why I enjoyed it. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds super fun. I like those movies quite a bit. Always liked the original Evil Dead. I also liked Army of Darkness. Do you remember Army of Darkness?
I do. I think I saw that in the theater, actually.
Yeah, in the theater as well.
93, 92, or 93,
Wait a minute.
I think that came out.
Bean, have you seen Army of Darkness, which was the third one?
What was that? Oh, Spruce Campbell, wasn't it?
Spruce Campbell, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was good, actually.
Do I even have those anywhere? I have not. Never mind then.
What?
Only the original in college? Okay. Oh my God, we loved Army of Darkness. Are all men from the future loudmouth braggarts? Just me, baby. Just me. I was going to break out like wave clips from like 1990, something like that. My boomstick. Exactly. Great to rewatch original and then the rest. I recommend it. Army of Darkness is actually super fun. Army of Darkness is super, super fun. Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun, as Bruce Campbell once said. So it sounds like next week will probably be like Disaronno Cocktail Estate. We'll be
Nothing says kicking off the NFL season like amaretto cocktails.
Yep. But not too much says anything like that, but those things right there. So yeah, I think we will do. If you can come up with something to start with, definitely water wise or something like that.
Yes,
that would be a great option. And then we will just go into two different cocktails that are very similar, but we'll kind of mix it up a little bit.
Sure.
Favorite Billy Zane movie is Demon Knight, when he goes off on the people and he does the Hoodonk Booduk. Oh my God, I don't even know that movie. Billy Zane, God, Billy Zane. Is that?
Hey, Billy Zane.
It's a famous actor from Titanic, isn't it?
Titanic?
Does he ever not play an asshole?
He's in Tombstone.
First you want to kill me, now you want to kiss me. Blow.
In Tombstone.
Zane's in Tombstone?
He is. He's the actor that the bad guys. They kill him.
One of the sashes?
Or is it? Yeah.
Is he one of the red sashes?
He's in the troupe with Dana Delaney and Jason Priestley, or no, Jason Priestley's back. I can't remember. He's one of the actors
in Tombstone.
And they kill him.
Oh Oh, yeah. Oh, I do remember that.
And then he's also in...
He was in Zoolander.
Zoolander. Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
Drink next week will be straight whiskey as I send myself in despair. That is the upcoming cold season. Bean, I will be right there with you, but not the Colts. I'm always worried about my Bears. I'm hoping it goes well. I literally just need... I need that victory week 1. I need that victory week 1 so bad. I need that victory week 1 because I have a shirt I can wear on the Monday after the victory. So please, for the love of God, let the Bears beat Green Bay Packers. First week. I'm just glad I saw my team win in a Super Bowl in my lifetime. I don't think that was actually a victory. That was actually the league handed that to you. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Bean. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Called myself the Good Luck Charms. It was the first season. Really? It was the first season? That's super cool. That is really cool. Oh my God, with the YouTube link. This is the Billy Zane thing. I will check that out after stream. All right, we're going to go and raid someone I never get to raid because they are usually on before me during the day and they are done by the time we would be raiding because they are over in the UK.
Oh, okay.
But they are doing some Starfield right now. They're going to be doing some Crota raiding tomorrow. We're going to go say hi to Bona. He is super nice. He has always been a huge supporter of the channel. Really great guy.
So if he's in the UK, it's already September, which is September.
Do you remember?
I heard that song today.
It's the 1st of September. It's totally possible they need to score more points than Green Bay. I think it is possible. Glorious beard, that is Bona. That is true. He has a beautiful beard. Sometimes he has a man bun going on, which I'm 50-50 on, but he makes it work. But yeah, we're going to go say hi to him, which is super, super cool. And we will be back again next Thursday.
Yes.
For some cocktails and things like that. When is it? Is it the week after that or the week after that when we won't be together?
After that. So we've still got a couple weeks.
Couple more weeks of podcasts, and there'll be a 1 week break of podcasts.
Yes.
And then sometime in November, there'll probably be a week of break of podcasts. But like I said, we'll talk about that as it comes on. But yeah, thank you guys all for being here. As always, you're super amazing and awesome and generous with your time and hanging out. If you have not hit the follow button on the chat, you should definitely do that.
We
would
try to get a
it.
cider on the docket.
Any ciders? Bean, give us some recommendations. Always loving to have a cider, but sometimes I like having a recommendation on those. So throw some recommendations either in the Discord, DM them to me on Twitter, whatever. Like I definitely take all those suggestions. The whiskey we had last week was from someone from Cope that is always here in chat. The reason we were doing some mixed beverages this next week is because of Planty, who's here in chat. So we definitely take suggestions. Love trying those things. Only no Bold Rock. There is Bold Rock whiskey too. Very good. I will forget these things. Send them in there. Sushi, thank you for the indie. Little indie emote right there.
Aww.
All right, well, we're going to say hi to Bona. He is super, super nice. He is wonderful. He is very always engaged with chat. And again, he's playing Starfield. So if you want to go see some Starfield action, he's been playing for about 3 hours. Shouldn't be too many spoilers going on. Go say hi to him. We would appreciate that.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, for all the great thoughts and conversation, as always. And I'll see you next week.
I will see you tomorrow. Rating, Crota's End. Good night, everybody.
Good night.